There's a passage of scripture I've known for most of my life, Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. If I were going to give a name to this short devotional, I would call it Radically Accepting Reality. And that passage of scripture helps me. Now, I want to explain myself and use that passage as sort of a reference. First, acceptance is not surrender or giving up, it's trust. You don't have to like everything that's happening in your life. As a matter of fact, there comes a point where you have to stop fighting all that's happening around you and learn to trust God right in the middle of it. You kind of have to release control. And for some of us, that's a real challenge because we like to be in control. But we have to make room and allow God to move. It creates anxiety when I try to solve and figure it all out. But trust comes when I just release it and say, Lord, you're in charge. So when I say acceptance is not surrender, I don't mean giving up. I mean just this is where your life is today and you accept it. God always works in our reality, not outside of it. Sometimes we are tempted to think, I'm going to wait until everything is just going perfectly, and then I'll know that God is moving. But right now, where we are, where I am, it doesn't depend on how I'm feeling or thinking. God directs our paths. That's what that passage in Proverbs said. He'll direct our paths. And oftentimes he directs them in particular parts of the past that we wouldn't have chosen for ourselves, but nonetheless, he has chosen them. And so what happens is, rather than becoming an obstacle to God's plan, whatever may be happening in our life, we can begin to see that what's happening is a setting for it. I was around my grandmother who was blind. She didn't choose to be blind. She didn't want to be blind. But through her faith and perseverance, she decided that she would live as victoriously as she could, even in the midst of blindness. The third thing is, peace begins when control ends. I want to be in control. You want to be in control. And learning that way to be in control, I'm going to solve this, can lead to frustration. I can't see the whole picture of my life from where I am today. I only see this brief little part. But I understand that our entire lives are part of his purpose. Radically accepting reality does not mean that I just give up, throw in the towel. It is not looking for God because God is already here. I'm not stuck. I'm being led by the hand of God, and it'll work for you as well. Have a great and blessed day.